In previous class, we studied how to draw histogram for unequal class intervals, right? So in this class, we are going to learn frequency, polygon, so that is nothing but next method of representation. That is frequency, polygon, right? So frequency polygon is nothing but one of the technique to represent the data, right? So whatever we have data, to represent that data, we can use frequency polygon whenever that data includes frequencies, right? So observe clearly, I mean, whenever that data includes frequencies, we can represent that data in frequency polygon also. In frequency polygon, we have two types of two methods, two sub methods. First one, discrete frequency, discrete frequency distribution. And second one, continuous frequency distribution, right? So we have these two sub methods in method of that frequency polygon. The first one is the first one discrete frequency distribution, second one continuous frequency distribution. So in discrete frequency distribution, we are using only one method, right? So in discrete distribution, we are using only one method, that is called as direct method. In this discrete frequency, we are using one method, that is direct method. Wherever in continuous frequency distribution, we are using two types of methods. The first one, direct method obviously, and the second one, histogram method. In continuous frequency distribution, first one we are using direct method also, and second one, histogram method. Right? So in frequency polygon, first in a discrete frequency distribution, we are using direct method. Second, continuous frequency distribution, direct as well as histogram method. Then there may be one question arises in your mind: what do you mean by discrete frequency distribution and what do you mean by continuous frequency distribution, right? So it is very simple. You know the frequencies. Frequencies are nothing but in a bulk data, certain class, like we can make certain class intervals, right? So in that class intervals, how many members are contained? That is nothing but frequency distributions. Like see here, suppose I will consider 10 members in my survey, right? So 10 members in my survey, their marks in certain exams. First student mark is 25, second student mark is 30, similarly third one is 35, fourth one is also 35, fifth one 36. Sixth one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sixth one, 26. Seventh one, 28. And next 39. 41, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 3, 3, 9. Okay, we have one more, that is 19. Okay, let us assume I am doing one survey. In that survey, I am taking only 10 members, and that survey is depending upon the marks of that particular persons, right? So these are the observations. Suppose I make class intervals, right? Who can get 0 to 10, 10 to 20 marks, 20 to 30 marks, 30 to 40 marks, 40 to 50 marks, right? So here frequencies are nothing but how many members are come under in this interval, that is 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50. Okay, so 0 to 10, no one. 10 to 20, right? So 10 to 20, only 1%, that is 10th observation, only one. Then 20 to 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 members. Next 30 to 40, 30 to 40, 1, 2, 3, 4 members here also. Then 41 to 50, only 1 member. Suppose you add this 0 plus 1 plus 4, total 5, 5 plus 4, 9, 1, 10, right? It gives the total number of members which are present in the our survey, but that particular members are divided according to this class interval in this frequency, right? So in statistics, frequency means this is the meaning, right? Okay, then this is nothing but frequency distribution, right? What I distributed here according to their class intervals, this phenomena is called as frequency distribution. Then what is discrete frequency distribution? Discrete frequency distribution means where variable is what we consider here x, right? So this variable is discrete. Suppose we use discrete variables such as, discrete variable means the variable which has only integer part, right? Like age, right? So age is a discrete, right? And marks, right? Suppose you observe here, there is no 25.5 or 25.6 like that. All are discrete. Suppose you used discrete data, this is nothing but discrete frequency distribution. Suppose you use variable as a continuous like time, height, right? So suppose you use such data type, that is nothing but continuous frequency distribution, right? So I hope now it's clear what do you mean by discrete frequency distribution and what do you mean by continuous frequency distribution. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So then next, we solve, not solve, briefly, we go for first one. That is nothing but for discrete frequency distribution, right? I mean, in this particular frequency distribution, we are using the variable as a discrete, right? So then how to draw frequency polygon in this case means, right? So the very first step is, right? I'm telling the construction of the frequency polygon for a discrete frequency distribution. The very basic step or the initial step is the values of variables are taken along the x-axis, right? The values of variables are taken along x-axis, right? And frequency on y-axis, right? So whatever it may be value of that variable, right? The value, the way, I mean, value of that variable taken along the x-axis and frequency taken along y-axis. Okay, suppose you consider that previous example, frequency and class intervals 0 to 10, no one, 10 to 20, 1, 20 to 30, 4, like that. Suppose you consider, okay. Then here, what is the value of variable means the midpoint of this interval, right? We can denote by x. X is nothing but midpoint. How to find out midpoint? We have to add these two and divide it by 2. 10 plus 0, 10 divided by 2, 5. 10 plus 20, 30. 30 by 2, 15, right? 30 plus 20, uh, 50. 50 by 2, 25, right? So these are nothing but values, right? I mean values of variables, and these are nothing but frequencies. Suppose in your question, themselves only the given these two value means there is no problem. You can take this is along x-axis and this is along y-axis. Suppose they given in form of class interval means just we have to convert like this. That's nothing but we need to find out midpoints. Okay. So then just a bit. So this is the very first step. That is nothing but we have to consider values of variable on x-axis and frequencies along the y-axis, right? So after that, the next step is we have to plot the corresponding frequency to the each variable, right? I mean, we have to plot. So the second step is plot the each frequency. We need to plot, right? So plot the each frequency corresponding to each, I mean, their respective value of each values of variables, right? So that is nothing but for a frequency, first frequency, what we have value, we have to plot. For second frequency, what we have second value, just we have to plot. I mean, our normal graph only. The next step is very important. After, I mean, up to here, I think there is no doubt because you have aware of how to plot the graph, right? So after this step, the third step is join. Suppose, okay, let us assume here we can take x value and here frequency value. For first step, this is one point. Second one here 1 point. Third here 1 point. Similarly, fourth here, fifth one, sixth one, whatever it may be, right? So these are the plot. This is completed in step number 2. The third step is very important. Join the plotted points, right? I mean, these are the plotted points, right? Join the plotted points with straight line only, right? With straight line, right? So this is the important step, the third one. Then how to join these plotted point straight line means this is, suppose this is first point and this is second point. We have to draw one straight line. Again, one straight line, straight line, straight line, straight line, right? So this is nothing but we join these points by straight line. Okay. Okay. After that, okay, then okay, this is nothing but step number 3. Step number 4 is also, I mean, it is not an important step, but even though step number 4 is nothing but this is not a complete frequency polygon. We need to extend this first point to the x-axis like this, and again we need to extend this last point like this to the x-axis. Okay, now it is a frequency polygon, right? So this is nothing but frequency polygon. Is there any doubt in explanation? Frequency polygon? Is there any doubt? Is there any doubt with frequency polygon for a discrete frequency distribution?
No, sir.
Okay, no. So next we move on to the example. Draw frequency polygon. Example. Draw frequency polygon for the following frequency distribution. So variable according to their variables, they given frequencies. Right. So whenever variable is 10, frequency is pi. Variable 20, next one 30, 40, 50, and 60. So here frequencies are 15, 22, 35, 30, 03, right? So these are the frequencies. Next, we need to draw frequency polygon for this data set, right? So for to draw or to construct any diagram, we have certain set of rules again. Okay, so for that we need to write first title, right? So anybody give the title for this frequency polygon? Okay, now in solution, first step, right? So what is the first step? I mean, let us consider variable along x-axis and frequencies along y-axis, right? So we need to consider. Okay, so then once we consider this, next we move on to the construct that graph. So the title may be, there is no hard and fast rule that we need to write in same manner only. I mean, all the students can write their different title, but the title means it gives the entire theme of the diagram which are going to be drawn. Okay, so the I may give title as representing the given frequency distribution, representing the given frequency distribution by using frequency polygon, right? Okay, once we write the title, means very next step is we need to fit the scale, right? So scale along x-axis, I will consider 1 centimeter equal to 10 units, and along y-axis I will consider 1 centimeter equal to 5 units. Okay, so then I need to draw that diagram. So first I will take one line on y-axis and one horizontal line on x-axis. So along x-axis, the scale is 1 centimeter equal to 10 units, right? So here, suppose this is the 1 centimeter, that is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, right? So along y-axis, we considered variables. So along x-axis we consider variables. So along y-axis we considered frequencies, and the scale is along y-axis 1 centimeter equal to 5 unit. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Here we considered frequencies, right? And here we consider variables. Okay. The first one, for x equal to 10, variable frequency is 5. For 10, frequency is 5. The third step is the second step is we need to plot. Whenever x is variable is 20, is 15. Okay, whenever x is 30, it is 22. X is 40, y is 35. X is 50, y is 30. X is 60, y is only 3. Okay, then we join the points by straight line only, right? Straight line, let us say it is straight line. Okay, so this is nothing but our frequency polygon. What is the fourth step I told you? We need to extend endpoints for the x-axis. The previous point is 0. I mean, we need to extend here previous point and this end for the next point, like this, right? So these are our points. We extend by straight lines, right? So this is nothing but frequency polygon for discrete frequencies. Is there any doubt with this frequency polygon for a discrete case?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
Okay, no problem. So this is nothing but frequency polygon for a discrete case. Okay. In next class, I will start with frequency polygon for continuous frequency distribution. In that, we have two methods, direct method as well as histogram method. After that, we start with frequency curve. So I hope there is no doubt with this example.
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
Okay, shall I end the session?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Thank you. Have a good day.